Jack Harmon woke to the sound of boots on his cabin floor. 3 soldiers in black uniforms stood over his bed, guns pointed at his chest. "Jack Harmon, get dressed. You have 5 minutes." Jack sat up slowly. His head hurt from last night's whiskey. "Who sent you?" "Global Defense Command. Earth needs you." Jack laughed. "Earth fired me 3 years ago. Said my methods were unstable." The lead soldier tossed a folder onto the bed. That was before the Vex arrived. Jack opened the folder. Inside was a photo of massive ships hovering over major cities. The image made his stomach drop. "They showed up 2 weeks ago," the soldier said. "Surrounded the entire planet, no attacks yet, just waiting." Jack dressed quickly. His cabin in Montana had been his hiding place since the government labeled him a failed cryptanalyst. Now they wanted him back. The helicopter ride was rough. Jack stared at the folder contents during the flight. The Vex had sent one message to Earth: solve their puzzle in 30 days or face extinction. "Every computer system on the planet has tried to crack it," the soldier explained. "Nothing works." The helicopter landed at a hidden mountain base. Jack was rushed through steel doors into an underground complex. People ran in all directions. Screens on the walls showed the alien ships. Commander Diane Walsh met him in a conference room. Her face was tired, her uniform wrinkled. "Harmon, thanks for coming." "Like I had a choice." Walsh pointed to a large screen showing strange symbols. "This is the Vex puzzle. We've thrown everything at it. Quantum computers, AI systems, the best minds on Earth. Nothing." "And you think I can solve it?" Jack asked. "You see patterns others miss. You think differently." Walsh led him deeper into the facility. They entered a massive hangar where scientists swarmed around a damaged alien craft. "We captured a scout ship 3 days ago. Cost us 50 good people." Jack approached the ship. Its metal skin shimmered with an oily rainbow effect. Inside the cockpit, more symbols glowed on curved screens. "The puzzle isn't just a message," Walsh said. "We think it's a test." Jack studied the alien symbols. Something about them seemed familiar, yet impossible to grasp. "How many days left?" he asked. 23. Jack spent hours in a lab set up for him. The projected symbols floated in the air as he walked around them. Scientists watched from behind glass walls. "Your computers failed because they think linearly," Jack muttered. "This isn't about processing power." He reached for the projection controls and rotated the entire puzzle field. Nothing changed. He tried different angles, different perspectives. Frustration built as the day passed. Jack's head pounded. The fate of humanity rested on solving a puzzle that made no sense. At midnight, alone in the lab, Jack threw his coffee mug against the wall. The hot liquid splashed across the floor. "What are you trying to tell us?" he shouted at the floating symbols. Then he noticed something. The spilled coffee reflected the symbols, but somehow they looked different in the reflection. Jack walked to the projection controls. Instead of rotating the puzzle, he flipped it completely upside down. The symbols rearranged themselves. New patterns emerged. What had been chaos suddenly showed clear structure. "It's not a code," Jack whispered. "It's a perspective problem." As the symbols continued to shift and align, alarm sirens blared throughout the facility. Red lights flashed in the hallway. "Security breach in Section C," a voice announced over speakers. "All personnel evacuate immediately." Jack stared at the puzzle, now revealing its secrets as smoke began to fill the room. Smoke filled the lab as Jack grabbed a tablet to capture the rearranged puzzle. Security guards rushed in, pulling him toward the exit. "The facility is under attack," a guard shouted. Jack clutched the tablet against his chest. "We need to save this data." They ran through metal corridors as emergency lights flashed red. Explosions shook the walls. Jack saw scientists and soldiers running in panic. Commander Walsh appeared around a corner, her face smeared with soot. "Harmon, this way." She led him to a secure room deep in the facility. Inside, a team of technicians worked frantically at computers. A large screen showed security footage of the attack. "Someone planted bombs in the main server room," Walsh said. "We lost 20% of our data." Jack pointed to a figure on the screen. "Who's that?" The camera showed a man in a lab coat calmly walking through the chaos, entering restricted areas. "Dr. Alan Frost," Walsh said. Her voice turned cold. "Our lead physicist." They watched as Frost disabled security systems and downloaded files. "He's the traitor," Jack said. Walsh nodded. "And he just escaped with critical research." Jack connected his tablet to the main system. "Look at this." I flipped the puzzle upside down. "The Vex aren't testing our computers. They're testing how we think." The screen displayed the rearranged symbols. A young woman with short black hair leaned forward. "Those look like coordinates," she said. "This is Zoe Reeves, our best tech specialist," Walsh explained. Zoe's fingers flew across the keyboard. "The pattern matches our solar system, but with a marker on Mars." Jack felt his heart race. The Vex left something on Mars. Something they want us to find. Walsh made a quick decision. "We launch in 6 hours. Jack, you and Zoe will join the mission team." The next day, Jack strapped into a military shuttle. Earth's remaining space fleet had cleared a narrow path through the Vex blockade. Their window would be short. Zoe sat beside him, checking equipment. Frost transmitted a message to the Vex ships before he escaped. "What did it say?" Jack asked. "That humanity should submit. That we're not worthy of survival." The shuttle engines roared to life. Jack felt the crushing force of acceleration as they shot toward space. "Why would Frost betray his own species?" Jack asked. Zoe's face hardened. "Some people worship power. The Vex have more technology than we can imagine." The journey to Mars took 3 days. Jack spent the time studying the puzzle, finding more patterns. The coordinates pointed to Valles Marineris, the massive canyon system. Their shuttle landed near the canyon edge. The team deployed rovers and scanning equipment. The Martian landscape stretched red and empty around them. "The signal is coming from 2 kilometers east," Zoe said, checking her scanner. They drove toward the location. Jack felt a strange buzzing in his head as they got closer. "Something's not right," he said. "I can feel it." They crested a ridge and stopped. Below them, in a small crater, was a camp. Men in unmarked suits worked around drilling equipment. In the center stood Dr. Frost. "He beat us here," Zoe whispered. Through binoculars, Jack saw what Frost's team had uncovered. A metallic object gleamed in the Martian sun. It pulsed with blue light. "That's Vex technology," Jack said. "Some kind of communication device." A soldier next to them raised his rifle. "We can take them. They're outnumbered." Before they could plan an attack, Frost looked up directly at their position. He smiled and raised a strange weapon. "He knew we were coming," Jack realized. The weapon fired, not at them, but at the Vex artifact. The blue light intensified, creating a field that spread outward. When it reached Jack, the world disappeared. His mind filled with alien thoughts and images. The artifact was calling to him. Jack fell to his knees as alien thoughts crashed through his mind. Images of stars, planets, and strange machines flashed behind his eyes. He heard Zoe shouting his name, but it sounded far away. "He's connected to it," Zoe yelled to the others. "Help me get him back to the rover." 2 soldiers grabbed Jack and dragged him away from the ridge. His body moved, but his mind was elsewhere. He saw the Vex homeworld, a planet of crystal cities and massive ships. He felt their history, their knowledge. "The Vex," Jack gasped. "They're not one species. They're fighting each other." Inside the rover, Zoe pressed a medical injector to Jack's neck. The drug cleared his head slightly, but the connection remained. "What did you see?" she asked. "The puzzle wasn't a threat," Jack said. "It was a call for help. One Vex faction created it to find allies who think differently than they do." The rover raced across the Martian surface as Frost's mercenaries opened fire behind them. Bullets pinged off the armored shell. "We need to get that artifact," Jack said. "It's a quantum communication device. It can pierce the blockade." The team regrouped at their shuttle. Commander Walsh appeared on the video screen, her face grim. "The situation has changed," she said. "Earth's military council voted to launch an attack against the Vex blockade. They're deploying in 6 hours." "That's suicide," Jack said. "Tell them to wait. The Vex aren't united." We can negotiate with the friendly faction. They won't listen, Walsh replied. You have to get that artifact before the attack begins. Jack's mind still buzzed with alien knowledge. He drew a quick map of Frost's camp, marking guard positions and weaknesses. We go in at night, he told the team. The Vex gave me information about their technology. I know how to activate the artifact. As darkness fell on Mars, Jack led a small strike team back to the crater. Frost's camp was lit with portable lights. The artifact glowed brighter now, pulsing like a heartbeat. Frost has been compromised for years, Jack whispered. The enemy Vex faction got to him long before the ships arrived. They moved silently down the crater wall. Jack felt the artifact calling to him, pulling at his mind. The attack was quick and precise. Smoke grenades created confusion while Jack and Zoe raced for the artifact. Guards fired wildly into the chaos. Jack reached the glowing device first. It was shaped like a pyramid, covered in the same symbols as the puzzle. When he touched it, the connection in his mind grew stronger. Jack, hurry! Zoe shouted, firing her weapon at approaching guards. Frost appeared through the smoke, his eyes wild. You don't understand what you're doing, Harmon. The Vex will elevate humanity. We'll become like gods. You've been brainwashed, Jack said. The faction you serve wants to enslave us, not help us. Frost raised his alien weapon. Then you'll die here. Jack placed both hands on the artifact. Knowledge flooded his mind. He knew exactly what to do. The pyramid opened like a flower, revealing a pulsing core. No! Frost screamed. Jack plunged his hands into the core. Pain shot through his body as the device bonded with his nervous system. He screamed as alien technology merged with his flesh. The artifact's light engulfed him. In his mind, he could now see the Vex ships around Earth. He could feel their communications, their plans. They've started the attack, Jack gasped. Earth ships are launching. Through the artifact's connection, Jack watched in horror as the first human vessels were instantly destroyed by Vex weapons. Cities on Earth were now being targeted. We need to get back, he told Zoe. Now. As they ran for their shuttle, Jack's enhanced mind received a new message from space. The friendly Vex faction was responding, but they were still far away. Earth had hours left before total destruction. The shuttle broke through Earth's atmosphere into a nightmare. Vex ships filled the sky, firing energy beams at cities below. The horizon glowed orange with fires. Fighter jets exploded in midair, no match for alien weapons. My God, Zoe whispered. Jack's mind buzzed with the artifact's power. His left arm had changed, now partly metal with glowing blue lines running through his skin. He could feel the Vex network, their communications flowing through him. Land at the secondary base in Colorado, Jack ordered the pilot. The main facility is gone. The shuttle dodged debris and enemy fire, finally landing at a mountain bunker. Commander Walsh met them at the entrance, her uniform torn and dirty. Half our cities are destroyed, she said. The military attack failed completely. Inside the bunker, survivors worked frantically at remaining equipment. Screens showed the destruction worldwide. Jack connected to a computer terminal, his altered hand interfacing directly with the system. I can create a weapon against them, he said. The artifact showed me how. His fingers moved impossibly fast, coding a program unlike anything human-made. The Vex puzzle had been about perspective, about seeing problems differently. Now Jack understood why. The Vex think in perfect logic, he explained. But I can create a paradox they can't process, a recursive loop that will temporarily shut down their ships. Walsh looked skeptical. How do we deliver it? We need to board the command ship and upload it directly to their network. The room fell silent. It seemed impossible. I'll gather what's left of our fleet, Walsh finally said. One last attack. They worked through the night. Jack's program grew more complex as his hybrid mind processed both human intuition and Vex logic. Zoe stayed by his side, helping translate his ideas into workable code. You're changing, she said quietly, touching his altered arm. I'm still me, Jack replied, just with better processing power. By morning, a ragtag fleet had assembled. Civilian ships retrofitted with weapons, old military craft pulled from museums, anything that could fly. Jack addressed the pilots by video. The paradox will only work for 90 seconds. That's our window to take down their shields and hit the central core. The plan was desperate. Jack, Zoe, and a small team would board a captured Vex scout ship. While Earth's fleet created a diversion, they would dock with the command ship and upload the paradox. As they prepared to launch, Frost appeared on all communication channels. His face was now partly mechanical, Vex technology embedded in his skull. "Surrender now," he said. "The Vex have chosen me as their human representative. Those who submit will be spared." Jack cut the transmission. He's completely converted. The battle began at dawn. Earth's ships attacked from all directions, drawing Vex fire. Jack piloted the scout ship through the chaos, his enhanced mind connecting with its controls. "There's the command ship," Zoe pointed to a massive vessel at the center of the Vex fleet. They approached undetected, using Vex identification codes Jack had pulled from the artifact. The scout ship docked on the underside of the command vessel. "Suits on," Jack ordered. "We'll have to fight our way to the central processor." The team entered the alien ship. The corridors were strange, with walls that seemed to shift and move. Jack led them through, following the map in his mind. Vex guards discovered them halfway to the core. Energy weapons fired, cutting down 2 soldiers instantly. Jack and Zoe took cover behind a curved wall. "We'll never make it," Zoe said, returning fire. Jack looked at the distance to the central chamber, then at the small explosive charges they carried. "I have an idea," he said, "but we'll need a distraction." Zoe understood immediately. She took the explosives and the data drive with the Paradox program. "I'll create a path for you," she said. Before Jack could stop her, she kissed him quickly. "Finish this." Zoe ran into the corridor, firing and drawing the guards away. Jack moved in the opposite direction, using his connection to the ship to find an alternate route. He heard explosions behind him. Alarms blared throughout the ship. He ran faster, his enhanced body pushing beyond human limits. Jack reached the central processor as Frost stepped out to block his path. Frost's body was now more machine than human. "The Vex chose the wrong human," Frost said, raising a weapon built into his arm. Jack dodged as Frost fired, the energy blast melting the wall behind him. He rolled forward, his enhanced reflexes faster than Frost expected. "You're fighting for the wrong side," Jack said, circling his opponent. Frost laughed, his voice now partly mechanical. "The Vex will remake humanity in their image. Perfect. Logical." "That's what the enemy faction wants," Jack replied. "To remove what makes us human." They clashed in the center of the room. Frost's augmented strength sent Jack flying into a control panel. Pain shot through his body. He tasted blood. "You're too late anyway," Frost said. "The bombardment of Earth's last cities begins in minutes." Jack saw the data drive with the Paradox program on the floor where Zoe had dropped it. He needed to reach the central processor just meters away. "Where is Zoe?" Jack asked, stalling for time. Frost smiled coldly. "Your friend fought bravely. She's gone." Rage filled Jack. He charged forward, his hybrid body moving with impossible speed. He slammed into Frost, driving him back against a wall. "This is for Zoe," Jack growled, plunging his transformed hand into Frost's chest. The Vex technology in his arm connected with Frost's implants, overloading them. Frost screamed as his systems failed. His body convulsed and collapsed. Jack grabbed the data drive and limped to the central processor. Blood dripped from wounds across his body. He inserted the drive and placed his transformed hand on the alien interface. The Paradox program uploaded. Jack felt it spread through the Vex network like a virus. The ship shuddered around him as systems began to fail. 90 seconds, he whispered. Through his connection, Jack watched Earth's fleet attack. Vex ships drifted powerless, their shields down. Human weapons finally found their targets. The command ship began to break apart. Jack tried to move toward the exit but collapsed. His vision darkened as the ceiling fell in pieces around him. His last thought was of Earth, of humanity fighting back. Then darkness. Jack woke in a strange chamber. His body floated in clear liquid. The The walls pulsed with soft blue light. He tried to move and realized his body had changed even more. His right arm was now like his left, partly mechanical with glowing circuits under the skin. The chamber opened. Jack stepped out, dripping wet. He stood in a vast room unlike any Vex design he had seen before. The architecture was more organic, flowing. A figure approached. It looked almost human but taller, with skin that shifted colors like oil on water. "You are awake," it said in perfect English. "I am Nexus, representative of the Vex Coalition." The friendly faction, Jack realized. "You arrived." Nexus nodded. "After your brave action, we were able to drive back the Imperium forces. Your world is safe now." Jack followed Nexus to a viewing window. Outside, Earth floated in space. Cities still burned, but Vex ships, different from the attackers, worked to repair damage. "How long was I unconscious?" Jack asked. 3 weeks. Your body required extensive rebuilding." Jack looked down at himself. Nearly half his body now contained Vex technology. "What happens now?" he asked. "Our peoples will work together," Nexus said. "The Imperium will return, but not soon. We have time to prepare." In the days that followed, Jack returned to Earth. Humans looked at him with mixed fear and gratitude. His new body could perceive mathematical patterns everywhere, in plants, in weather, in human behavior. Commander Walsh met him at the rebuilt command center. "The President wants to speak with you. You're being called a hero." "What about Zoe?" Jack asked. Walsh's face softened. "We found her body on the command ship. She saved many lives with her sacrifice." Jack nodded silently. He walked to a window overlooking the city. Vex ships and human aircraft flew together in the sky. Rebuilding had begun. "The Vex Coalition says our ability to flip problems upside down is unique," Walsh said. "No other species thinks like we do." Jack raised his transformed hand, watching the circuits pulse beneath his skin. That's why the puzzle was designed that way, to find minds that could see differently. A technician rushed into the room. "Sir, we're detecting something at the edge of the solar system. It's massive." The screen showed a dark shape moving toward Earth, larger than any Vex ship they had seen before. "The Imperium?" Walsh asked. Jack shook his head. His enhanced mind could feel something different, something ancient and cold. "No," he said. "Something worse. Something even the Vex fear." Jack closed his eyes, his mind reaching out to the Vex network. He began creating a new kind of puzzle, one that combined human intuition with Vex logic. A puzzle that might save them all,